What is going on, all you GBA type people? This is Tom. I'm here bringing you guys my also very late Week 7 match against Tup and his Pittsburgh Pirattatas. Now, for any of you guys that don't know or haven't seen Tup's stuff, his link to his channel will be in the description down below. And the last time actually I took on Tup was my first match back into the GBA during Season 6, Week 1. And unfortunately, I did lose that match. That season was not a good one. I believe that was the season that I had like Xatu. And I genuinely enjoyed that season in terms of how I used certain mons, but my record was not good. Same way, it's not really good this season. So just to address real quick the Week 6 match. Coming into this match, I was, I guess you could say, a little bit disheartened, a little discouraged, and just kind of a little bit, I don't know, bitter, I guess you could say. Just because, obviously, I kind of expressed a lot of my thoughts at the end of my match against Randy that I just uploaded. And, you know, going into this match, you know, I prepped decently well. Got some really solid help from Aaron 2420 and did, you know, help, or at least mostly, you know, create this very, very solid team that, I don't know, I enjoyed using, and I appreciated his help, and I wanted to give him a shout out and thank you for assisting the way that he did. And we're going to hop into the actual match. What Tup has access to is Shaman Sky, Zero Aura, Melodic, Mega Scissor, Battle Bongo Ninja, Latias, Miltank, Togekiss, Entei, Diggersby, and the spinning trash can itself, Glitto, which has never come to a match. Probably should never come to a match. Never be a Pokemon, honestly. So his users are going to be Zero Aura and Latias. Tup did snipe me of Shaman Sky and Latias during the draft. Now that, you know, it doesn't quite matter, especially because I like having Tapu Koko over the Shaman Sky anyway. But the mons that I'm bringing this week are going to consist of my last week using Mega Lucario, Tapu Koko, Weavile, Drapion, Cloister, and Mesper. Now, I say last week with Mega Lucario because if you guys hadn't checked the trades and transaction video that Aaron did, that was like a 20-minute video. I ended up trading away my Mega Lucario, and I ended up dropping Whimsicott, which I never brought in the first place. And I picked up just regular Aerodactyl, trade that over to Lars. He ended up trading me Conkeldurr and Ho-Oh, as he dropped Deoxys attack form, I believe. Now, may not look good on paper, but you guys will see as we move forward. Like, the team is going to be extremely different with not having just such a top-heavy force. Like, don't get me wrong, I have no problem with using Mega Lucario. I think it's a very, very good mon. It's just, unfortunately, with its role on this team, it's kind of like too many cooks in the kitchen, because, you know, between all my physical attackers, Drapion, Weavile, Cloister, Scissor, just so many physical attackers and just so few opportunities for one thing to shine over the other. And in most cases, it's been Mega Lucario that's been the mon that's like, this is the setup sweeper, this is the mon that's going to break most of the team, yada yada yada. And that kind of hasn't happened in a lot of the weeks. It's been very hard to use, or teams like Randy have over-prepared for it to the point that it's just been like useless. So kind of glad I'm getting rid of it. Let's go into the team that I brought. So team that I brought, first we're going to go over the Mega Lucario set. Now this is actually pretty solid. This has enough special defense to be able to take a Specs Water Shuriken from Greninja from full HP. The overall like special set, the Nasty Plot set with, you know, Aura Sphere, Flash Cannon, and Vacuum Wave, probably does the most work to his team. I mean, his best resistances are going to be like Shaman Sky. I mean, that's pretty much it. But, you know, even so, once I get to +2, I mean, you know, there's not much on his team that's going to be able to stand up to it. You know, most things are going to not want to take a +2 Vacuum Wave, you know, unless something's a Scarfed, like a Diggersby, or actually that doesn't want to take a Vacuum Wave, like Scarfed Togekiss, or like Scarf Latias, something like that, that's going to be able to like take a hit. But, you know, besides that, it's not a fun time for him. This is probably the best set you could bring, and I think that if Lars takes on Tup in the future, you'll probably see the set again, frankly. But that's kind of it's a very straightforward set, and it's actually a very good set. And I'm actually kind of glad I'm able to use Special Mega Lucario before I end up, you know, getting rid of it, because it is just, I don't know, I'm done with this team. I'm done with this. Oh my god, I'm done with this mod. Next up, we're going to have the Tapu Koko set, and this is actually probably my favorite set that I've brought, not only this week but this season. Very high defense, very solid, so a little bit of bulk and SPDF, a little bit of bulk and HP, a lot of speed, timid, and this is going to be able to outpace. So this thing has enough speed to be able to outpace a Shaman Sky And just overall, the set idea is that my team overall does not really like appreciate Zero Aura. As a matter of fact, I believe most of the threats on his team, the biggest threats, are going to be Zero Aura, Battle Bunker Ninja, Shaman Sky, Mega Scissor, and Entei. And Zero Aura, if I say that right. But the problem is that across the vast majority of my team, I can't really check all of those problems. And you know, Zero Aura is going to be able to pivot across a lot of my team, especially if I don't bring a ground type in Weavot or in Glitchxcity. So unfortunately, I kind of have to look at something offensively in a way to sort of be able to check the Zero Aura. Now, this set can take on the special set. Now, if he does have like Max Tech Plasma Fist, that's where the defense investment comes in. So I'm able to actually outstall my own Electric Terrain, be able to beat out and have him beat himself if he's a Life Orb Plasma Fist set. So, and then what I'm able to do is if he's like a special set that has like Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, you know, Grass Knot, HP Ice, what I can do is, and even knockoffs not do that much damage, I can start combining in front of him. And once I get this to like +2 or +3, I just blow through his entire fucking team. It's amazing. The things that are going to want to be able to set up can't set up if this thing is at +1 or especially +2, just because it's going to be a 2 KO and they can't really knock me out in return. So, very solid set. I do like having, because obviously I've brought Latios before that was a, you know, a dual stab or a 2 coverage move plus Calm Mind and like Roost or Recover. And I like having this Coco be able to do that too. Just because it's a very fast mon and probably my favorite mons I've used because it's common in most of my games. So, and then just overall, I mean, across T-Bolt and Dazzling Gleam, I can get 2 KOs, if not OKOs, across the vast majority of his team. And like I said, this is set to outpace Shaman Sky. Next up, we have Weavile. This is actually going to be a Life Orb set. Now, Life Orb in general, like he does not like the combination of Dark plus Ice moves. And Low Kick is also there. That's there to take on of course, the Mill Tank, even like Diggersby, something like that. And it also can hit Greninja super effectively. Now, this thing, it can live a Banded Adamant Quick Attack from Diggersby from even after rocks. That's where the 44 HP kind of comes in, which is actually kind of nice. As well as it can, or vice versa, it can live a Water Shuriken after rocks as well. The speed is for Latias because, I mean, obviously he's going to want to try and speed, or at least speed tie the Latios. So that's kind of what the point is here. But this set's very straightforward. Life Orb, 4 attacks, you know, dual stab plus Ice Shard, and then coverage for Low Kick. This thing, you know, may struggle a little bit if he does bring things like Scissor. I mean, Flame or Melodic, of course. Chopple, or otherwise like bulky defensive Miltank, Togekiss. But this thing's more like a late game breaker, or something that I could use, like, you know, not right off the front end, but more towards the back, or even just something that's like a Revenge Killer. I'll use it like that. Next up, we have Cloister, and this is actually going to be my best check to Entei. Now, I could have brought like a full-on defensive set or like a Lum set. Actually, now I think about that, probably would have been a better set. But the idea here is that Adamant Max Attack with Life Orb is a guaranteed 100% kill. Doesn't matter about rocks, anything. If he doesn't burn me with a Sacred Fire, basically I just knock him straight out with Liquidation. Now, the only way I was able to do that is if I was able to get put Max Attack and HP. Now, hindsight's 20/20. If this was a Lum set, I probably could have done it a little bit better. Shell Armor prevents a crit, so he can't crit me. A little bit of defense, a lot of HP. Ice Shard is there so that I could pretty much, with max HP, I could knock out Shaman Sky from full. Despite rocks, just Ice Shard, Max Attack, Adamant, just blows away Shaman Sky. And then having Spikes and Rapid Spin. Rapid Spin, I can get rid of any of his bullshit hazards, and I can get mine up. If I get like a layer 2 of Spikes, or like rocks plus 1 layer of Spikes, I can just go to town with Coco, or even Mega Lucario, based on the situation. Next up, we have Drapion. This is going to be an AV user. This is actually probably one of the first mons that we came up with, in terms of having like a decent check to Shaman Sky, because overall, like, look at the team, nothing really on my team wants to take hits from Shaman Sky. Air Slash plus like Seed Flare and Earth Power just blows through many of my checks. So this thing is here. I mean, obviously AV Drapion is not uncommon, but Battle Armor, a lot of Spadef, and this actually allows me to take hits relatively well from like an Earth Power, Scarf, Shaman Sky. What I can do also is if he does bring it, I could Pursuit Trap it to get damage off, plus like rocks switching in and out. Basically, I could turn its livability from like 4 to like maybe 2 based on the damage that I get. The speed is to be able to actually outpace a max speed timid Togekiss, and you know that's ideal because I like to knock off items. I like to, you know, hit it with Poison Jab and hit it really hard, especially if it's more of like an offensive set over like a defensive set. Fire Fang is there for Mega Scizor, and like I said, Pursuit, knock off are just nice to have. And then lastly, we are going to have my Colbert Mesprit set. This is going to be kind of interesting. This is also going to be a defensive set, but it does have that SPDEF nature and a very high amount of special defense. Now this is my, like, quote-unquote Battlebond Greninja check, because this is probably the only thing on my team that, like, reason I'm saying this is because you look at my team and his offensive Mons, I can't cover everything. I mean, I can't cover Entei and Greninja and Shaman and Zero Aura and Mega Scizor and Latias. It's impossible. So the problem is that I have to spread myself so thinly across, you know, everything that it's not feasible in some natures. So, you know, like I was listening to power rankings about this match, and like the analysts were saying I underprepared for like Entei and stuff, and you prepare the way that you can, the best way that you can, and you just kind of take it from there. But this is going to be careful, U-turn, Thunder Wave, Stealth Rock. Thunder Wave is there so that I could, if I am facing Greninja one-on-one, I could cripple it, then U-turn to get super effective damage on it. Stealth Rock, obviously, the hazards are really nice, and his defoggers kind of suck. I mean, it's Mega Scizor, it's Togekiss, it's pretty much it. Even Latias. So, and then Healing Wishes to be able to heal up either Cloister or something like Coco, or even Mega Lucario for the late game. So those are the sets. We see that he brings Zero Aura, Mega Scizor, Melodic, Togekiss, Miltank, and Entei. Now I knew some, you know, combination of the top 6 I was talking about, the Greninja, Zero Aura, Mega Scizor, Entei, Diggersby, Shaman Sky. Of those 7, I figured like 3 or 4 were going to come. We see he brings 3, Zero Aura, Mega Scizor, and Entei. Now, when I was talking to Aster, like after the team was built, he stated that a SPDEF, like max HP or max attack like SPDEF Swords Dance set would just kind of like beat out a lot of my team, as well as just Entei in general. And I agree. Like I was looking at like Choice Bandit Entei sets that just blew me the fuck away. And, you know, just not for nothing, like my team in general against fire types, you saw it against when I built for Deathly, the way that I had to build for Randy. Now even how I'm building for this week, where Entei just like blows me apart. Fire types against my team, just it sucks. I have no fire type of my own, and just my water type's neutral to fire, so just like, it sucks. Like fire types just fucking annihilate me. So that's why I'm kind of glad I'm getting Ho-Oh, like I stated earlier in the match. But you know, he has some bulk with he has actually a very solid amount of bulk with Togekiss, Miltank, and Melodic. Then of course he has like his offensive presence with Entei, Mega Scizor, and Zero Aura. So what I'm actually end up doing is I'm gonna lead off with Mesprit, because really the whole point of having the Cold Berry is kind of moot because he doesn't bring Greninja. So what I'm gonna do basically is I'm gonna lead off with it, as he leads off with his Zero Aura, and he's gonna go for Volt Switch. Obviously he's faster, it's a fucking fast cat. So I think I'm just going to set my rocks right off the bat, and I believe that he goes into his Togekiss. Now, what I'm going to do is, excuse me, after I got my rocks up, like there is a high possibility that he can defog. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to Thunder Wave and see who's faster. Now, I know that we speed tie in terms of base speed, but like I said, I do have a fair chunk of speed investment, and I'm going to Thunder Wave, be able to slow him down as he goes for Fire Blast. Kind of interesting. I guess he wanted to see what I would hard switch out into, like Mega Lucario, like go for a U-turn. That was even a solid, you know, move against things like Cloister or Weavile. But I do have the Drapion. I am going to pivot out, and I'm going to go right into that, because I mean, there is a 20% chance that he can Fire Blast burn me, and as we saw last week, it takes less than that to get a burn against me. So he does end up defogging. I'm going to try and make it a point to get those rocks up again, because getting the 25% off on Entei on its entrance, getting 12% on Zero Aura and Mega Scizor is also going to be pretty ideal. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click Poison Jab. Now he can go into his Mega Scizor here, but the problem is that like it's not ideal for him to just try and make that switch like right off the bat. I go for knockoff to get rid of his leftovers, and then I'm going to start Poison Jabbing. I don't think it necessarily mattered what I went for. I hit knockoff in case he tried to make a hard switch out into like Miltank or something. He's going to keep clicking Fire Blast. He does end up hitting 2 of the 3, I believe, that he clicked. And I'm just going to keep clicking the Poison Jab up until when he dies. So I guess it's ideal. He can't defog anymore, which means that once I'm able to get Mesprit back in and get rocks back up, that pretty much means that I could just ensure that they stay up permanently. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to knock off. I don't really have a point to keep this around anymore, because I mean, because I have any other special attackers besides Togekiss. I mean, Melodic. I could knock off a Flame Orb, but it's going to activate already. I can knock off leftovers, but that really doesn't matter. So I'm just going to click knock off, get rid of his Chople Berry, which I expected he was going to bring anyway. I mean, it seems pretty realistic that he was going to bring something that could that's gonna like be like a lure for the fighting type move anyway. He's gonna go for body slam. If he gets the para here, he'll still be faster probably because it's base 100 versus a base 80 mon. But he's gonna hard switch out, and he goes back out into 0 aura. As I'm gonna click my rocks, and they're gonna stay up this time. So that's ideal for me, I guess. And I think here is just, this is kind of where the match really starts taking off. Whereas like last week it was a bit more of like a stallier type match. He's gonna click Thunderbolt. Doesn't knock me out, which is actually kind of interesting because I mean I sort of expected like 0 aura to be like a life orb set, a Z move set, and what I'm looking at here is just that like, I mean I'm not seeing any life orb. Maybe it's expert belt, it's probably expert ball, but I'm not really seeing Plasma Fist. So if he is special, it's pretty ideal for Coco. So that means I can just start Calm Minding, and I could just kind of like roost. What I'm going to do right here first, though, is I'm going to roost twice, because I want to see if he does have Plasma Fist. Now, if he has Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, and Plasma Fist, I mean, good on you, Tup, for just running triple Electric Stab. Like, that's something. But I'm going to roost up, and I'm going to get back up to full HP. I'm going to see how I can, you know, negotiate my own terrain, and I can see if he has a Z move. Can't tell right now because he hadn't gone for any sort of you know, like boosting move. If he had bulk up and he was bulk up Plasma Fist, oh, that thing just fucked me. And he isn't, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm gonna go for my first Calm Mind, and this is kind of like an oh crap moment because now he has to kind of like really adjust to see and how he can beat me. He goes for Volt Switch. He is faster, obviously. It doesn't do as much damage because I am at +1 special defense, and I'm gonna go back. Basically get myself back up to full. Now, here is the thing. The way he brings in Entei, which was aggressive and was slightly concerning, is I got myself back up to full HP. Now, I'm looking at the fucking calc. And if he's Assault Vest, he lives a +1 Thunderbolt. In Electric Terrain, which I'm like, fuck. Now, what I end up finding out later on in the match, after our match, is that he's fucking Charcoal. He's not Assault Vest. The way he brought it in, he bluffed fucking Assault Vest, and it works. If I click Thunderbolt there, he dies. He had 4 HP investment. If I click Thunderbolt there, just fucking dead Entei. And that would have been fucking ideal, because then Flame Charge here, like, what's happening right now wouldn't have happened. And actually, I brought in Mesprit to try and die to rocks. I thought it would, basically. I thought 21 was what it would die at, not 20, to leave it at 1 HP, so fuck. Because that also would have bypassed any sort of Flame Charge bullshit. It wouldn't have mattered much here because he does end up going for Sacred Fire. Now, stupid me, I fucking click, fucking Rapid Spin because you have a perfectly good Mill Tank and a perfectly fucking good Melodic, and you don't switch into it. Like, I don't understand that. I mean, call it an over prediction, but like, it just didn't seem like realistic to me because those things are just like solid checks. Like, I click Ice Shard because it's gonna do jack shit, but if I click Liquidation there, it did 50% to 60%, which would have put it definitely in range for a Vacuum Wave. So this whole like mini NT sweep, it would not really have happened. But he's gonna be +2 speed, which means I have to go right here in Mega Lucario. I have to click the Vacuum Wave, and I have to be able to just see if I can get damage off to put him in range of a non-boosted Thunderbolt from my Tapu Koko. That unfortunately means that the last week that Mega Lucario is going to be on my team, it's just going to come in, click a move, and die. Which it's done a lot. I mean, it's gotten like 1 kill, 2 kills. I mean, if for anyone who's like, you know, curious, I have no connection to this mon outside of the sweep it got against Deathly, and that's pretty much the short and long of it. Like, Mega Lucario is good. It's not good on this team. Like I said, for earlier purposes, that it's just so top heavy. There's so many things that want to do the same thing that Mega Lucario was doing that it's just, it was too many cooks in one kitchen. So I'm going to go into Coco here. If he hits the Sacred Fire, he fucking wins. He misses, which means the game goes on longer for something else to beat me down now because half my team is gone. I would have liked having the Mega Lucario to kind of sweep. Drapion dying is, I mean, Drapion's around, but it's weak. Cloister dying, kind of the point of having it in the first place was for the Entei. And besides that, Mesprit dying, I got rocks up. That's really all I care about. So I'm down to 3. He's down to 4 Pokemon. He's going to go to Mega Scissor. It's going to Mega Evolve, and what I'm going to do here is I was split between, if he has Swords Dance, he's going to show it here. So I'm just going to click Thunderbolt, and unfortunately, he didn't click Bullet Punch, so that means he has Swords Dance. Unfortunately, it does only about 40% max, so that means he's going to be able to live another one, unless I get a crit or a para, full para, which that would suck too, but I've realized that when coaches say have good luck, have fun to me before my match, they actually initiate the crit pedos, and basically that puts me in a position of well, luck, I guess you could say. Thunderbolt does not kill, which means that he's going to sweep me here. That's just the short of it and the long of it. So, what we learned from this match, I hate this team. Like, that's a given, because you guys are aware of my frustrations, my just straight up annoyance, and just disdain for this whole fucking team. I don't like playing with it. I don't like prepping with it. I don't like using it. I don't like using it each week where I have to fucking bring the same 6 mons that are just kind of awful. And just kind of, I don't enjoy this season because I can't do anything. And even like building, you know, talking with coaches about, you know, organizing times to play, I just don't like it. And I'm glad that I'm going to be making some switches to try and at least have a better mindset going into matches. Do I think I could have beat Tup? Yeah, sure. I think his team was really good. I think he's playing immaculately. It's amazing. You know, someone who, I mean, for the past 2 seasons went like 1-21 or something, or 2-21 or something. Like, just, I mean, his last win prior to last season was against like Miguel back in like season 6. So this dude went through a hell of a downswing to come through, and now he's fucking 5-2. So shouts to Tup, good game. I'm not happy with the outcome, mostly because I think I just played like fucking garbage. I think I was so on tilt after the Randy match that it kind of went into this match, and you know, like I said, things going good in my personal life where I'm not enjoying mons. I don't care for mons. I don't care for playing or prepping or anything. It's just, I come in, I plan a time for the coach. I probably let them down at the first time that they're, you know, available to play. We play some other time and then get the match done, and then I fucking wait on the upload. Luckily for the next 3 weeks is me and Jolt have played on time, which I'll be able to get that up as soon as possible. Dan's and I actually played early, which leaves only 1 match to play and get that taken care of, and then we're done. And I'd probably never have to play with a Uber's team again. So, or at least not for a long time, I should say. So that's the match. We lost. I don't know what to say. Fucking Entei, Scissor, great. I had a, you know, route to win. I just played like a dumbass, and yeah, he won. So good game, Tup. I'm done with this team, and I'm glad that I'm getting Ho-Oh, getting rid of Mega Lucario. I'm getting Conkeldurr, which is going to replace kind of the whole Mega Lucario thing, where it's going to be more of a fighting type. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. So let me know I don't actually care what you guys think of the trades. So scratch that. You know, Aaron went over his like kind of dislike for it. Great, that's his opinion, but I think I'm going to enjoy playing with the team more because it's not going to be as clumpy, like top heavy bullshit. So yeah, we'll see how that goes next week against Jolt and his Kansas City Draw Chiefs. So I'll see you guys then. Have a good day. Bye.